Now it's time for On Point, where we speak to experts to delve deeper into the biggest news stories in the spotlight right now. Now, one of the more confusing aspects of Korean culture is the age system, where you're considered 1 year old from the moment of birth, and then you turn to the following January 1st.
But with the incoming Yoon administration looking to scrap this literally age-old system, what kind of changes can we expect? For this, we're joined by An Jun-seong, Professor of International Law at Yonsei University Graduate School of International Studies. Hello, Professor An. It's lovely to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. And, well, first of all, could you explain why this rather confusing Korean age system came about, how it was implemented in the first place?
Oh, because we have three systems in use in Korea right now. So there's a Korean age system, which is just as, you become one when you're born, right? And there's a calendar year system, and you add 1 year on the first day of each new year. And there's also the international age system, which is based on your birthday. So probably the three systems working together, because the difference could be as much as 2 years theoretically. For example, if someone was born last Christmas, under the Korean age system, is that he or she is 2 year old, and then there's the calendar year system is 1 year old, and then the international age system is about 4 months old, right? So it's a big difference, right?
Still very confused with all these different ages that are coming about here, but I'm certainly welcoming this news right now. But at this time, are there more people kind of for or against the idea of scrapping the Korean age system? How are people taking in this idea so far?
Yeah, I guess that depends on the what kind of system you've been using, right? So there's the well, to me personally, well, I like that you got 2 years younger, right? So actually, when I was when I went to U.S. for a long time ago, so I was very interesting feeling that I got 2 years younger, and then when I got back to Korea, and suddenly I got a 2 more year old, right? So it's like summertime, it's kind of a transition, something like but I'm the same person, I'm the same age, but it depends on the system you're using, you're different age, right? So, right.
Well, I certainly would like to keep my age as young as possible and round down if I can. But in your view, what are some pros and cons of this Korean age system, of scrapping this Korean age system?
Well, actually, the scrapping is kind of not a legal term. I say it's a very strong word, I guess, because the Korean age system is kind of in a way the traditional one, so people just get used to it. So I just rather call it like standardize it. There are three competing systems, well, not competing, but there are three systems used together. But there are so can cause the unnecessary social cost, inconvenience, and sometimes confusion, right? So it's time to standardize it. I think that's the point. But however, the international age has been used as the legal age in Korea for a long time already. Just people just don't use it. Their usual days. That's the issue.
Right, just like you mentioned, Professor, I mean, you look at some of the government-issued documents. We do already use the international age. Even when I go to the hospital, let's say, my file has the international age. But once we kind of standardize this, new system where we're no longer using this Korean age system, where do you see one of the, I guess, first changes being implemented here in the society?
Well, actually, socially, maybe a big difference, I guess, because everybody gets 2 years younger, right? And legally, there's no effect, actually. Unfortunately, there's no effect because, as you mentioned, that the international age has been used as the legal age in Korea for a long time, in most cases. In very special cases, the calendar year system used, for example, for the the juvenile protection or teenagers or something like a military service, about it. Something you have to apply the same year to the old people, all applicants, right? So, but however, in most cases, in the international age always be legal age. So I think the difference is that in the effect is that people have to get used to the new system. Just like one we're using as the the measurement, like we used to use the pyong, right? But now you substitute, change it to the scale meter, something like that. It will take time to get used, try to get used to it, right?
And well, Professor, before we let you go, now this age-old system, it's been part of the Korean culture for as long as we can remember, handed down the generations. And do you see it just disappearing straight away? Do you think it's still going to stay very much in place in our culture?
Well, I guess the answer is that it will take some time because I remember from my experience about the measurement change, right, for the Pyong and the scale mirror, people are still using it, Pyong, right? And then sometimes I feel much confidence using the Pyong scale mirror, so I check in both sides. But anyway, I think we need to get a public awareness, campaign. Just government have to, educate them. People, it's better to standardize it. There's benefit to using it. I think would take time, but I think it's worth it, to standardize it.
Yeah, certainly. I think the only person who's very much against this idea is my 4-year-old son, who's soon going to be now 3 years old now, right? Nevertheless, Professor An, thank you very much for your insight. Really looking forward to talking to you again in the future.
Okay, my pleasure. Thank you.